attribute is his full length at pace, isn't it? That's the thing that makes him stand out, as well as that rather peculiar angle of delivery.
I suppose the only question around all that is when you get on a flatter pitch and you want a spinner, then balancing the side to allow that potency of your pace attack not to be diluted.
Well, that's out, indisputably. And Atkinson joins the party and has a wicket next to his name and a stump flattened to the floor.
Yes, the old full pint there, the off stump. And Atkinson deserves some reward. I think he's bowled pretty well today, albeit he hasn't got amongst them as some of the others have. But he's bowled an excellent line. That one crashing into off stump as Rizwan takes his chances. He got to 41 off 39, benefited a bit from tongue tiring towards the end of a lengthy spell. But there's just too much to do. Pakistan still trailing by 107 as the last pair now are at the crease.
Curious innings from Mohammad Rizwan, one of the more experienced players in the Pakistan lineup. Muhammad Ali joins Mohammad Abbas in the middle, and it is almost the definition of a lost cause. The only perhaps hope is a large black cloud looming over the west, which would need to stick around for 3 days. It's an extraordinary end to a bizarre innings from Mohammad Rizwan. It seemed to quite know what to do in terms of the responsibility of batting with the tail, and then in the end had a huge mow to lose his wicket.
Giving himself a bit of room there, Mohammad Abbas. Root's got 3 on the leg side, a fine leg, short leg, mid-on. Given the way Abbas played them, it's hard to see how he's going to get them over to the leg side. Root might want to reinforce his catchers in that slip cordon, maybe bring one over, mid-on, over perhaps, into another catching position.
Yeah, not entirely sure how the ball gets leg side from the position Mohammad Abbas finds himself trying to play the ball from. Perhaps a fly slip might be in order. Certainly another one in the slip cordon. Joe Root there at short extra cover. In the air, and it's all over. Dan Lawrence takes the catch. Faultless performance in the field from England, rounded off by that skyer taken running back at gully. Joe Root congratulates his men on what has been a comprehensive victory here in the first test against Pakistan.
Congratulations to Joe Root on his comeback as England captain, leading his team to a a thrashing really of Pakistan. 135 all out in the second innings to go with their 171 all out in the first. So England winning by a thumping margin. An innings and 103 runs. The seam bowlers sharing all 20 wickets. It was that potent pace attack that had Root excited ahead of his second coming. And it's that pace attack that has delivered for him in this game. 3 wickets to Robinson, 3 to Archer and 3 to Tong in this second innings, to go with the 10 shared by Tong and Atkinson first time around. So Joe Root can put that statistic to bed about 1 win in 17 at the end of his previous stint as captain, and that defeat at the Oval when he stepped in to replace Ben Stokes for that one-off game at the start of his second reign. He's 1 from 1. England go 1 up.
Well, 2 fast bowlers that were instrumental in the victory. 5 wickets apiece in the first innings, 3 wickets apiece in the second. Ollie Robinson and Josh Tongue. Pakistan losing 20 wickets in the Test match in 85 overs. And you couple that with a wayward and ill-disciplined performance with the ball, and this has been an absolute trouncing by Joe Root and his new look team. Crowds here at Headingley have poured in today. It's been an excellent showing from the people of Yorkshire, and what they've witnessed has been utter dominance from England. That was the final wicket to fall. Mohammed Abbas deciding that sticking around and gutsing it out against Jofra Archer was not for him, and you wouldn't blame him for that. His betters up the order when they were unable to withstand it, and it's a fitting end for England, and an ill-fitting one, rather like their sweaters, for Pakistan.
Well, plenty of questions for Pakistan now. The turnaround to the second Test match that starts at Lord's on Thursday week.
Ollie, many congratulations. Stunning performance, and it couldn't have started much better. Wicket with the very first ball of the Test match.
No, it's a great way to start. That's my job, I suppose, setting the tone, and to get wicket first ball, yeah, it's a great feeling.
Your line and length throughout this Test match was absolutely immaculate. You must be delighted with the way the ball came out.
Yeah, actually, I said yesterday, I didn't feel in great rhythm. I think the hills here took me a little bit of time to get used to, but I was just trying to focus on being ultra consistent, hitting the line and length, and kind of letting the wicket and the ball do the rest, really. It felt like a nice wicket for me to bowl on. It was nipping both ways, and I knew that as long as I could control my length and my line, that I was in the game.
Obviously, you've got a 4-man pace attack. All of you do different things with the ball. You're very comfortable in your role with that new ball. How have you felt that you managed to come back in spells later on and perform and your pace and all that type of thing? There's been accusations in the past that it's dropped off. How's your fitness and how's that going? Yeah, it's really good. Had a hard 6 weeks before this. Played a few one-day games, but I was working with the ECB medical team on just getting as fit as I possibly could in those 6 weeks, and I felt like today, coming back again for another spell at the end there up the hill, that I maintained my speeds, maintained my skill, and I suppose that's what I'm looking to do really, and that's all I can do. I know there's still a lot of work to do, and I'm not quite there yet, but yeah, it's a pleasing sign and a good start. First innings to second innings, there's always a little bit of difference in terms of the surface. Did you go about things any differently in terms of the style of delivery you were looking to bowl, swing versus wobble seam, etc.? Yeah, a little bit more swing second innings. I felt like the pitch just got a little bit slower and it wasn't quite nipping as fast. So yeah, I went a little bit more upright with the seam and tried to swing a few. But just like I said, being as consistent as possible, and I knew that was in the game. And looking forward to playing in the next Test match. Obviously, you played the first one of the summer and then weren't seen again. Will we be seeing you at Lord's? No issues? I hope so, yeah. Go back to the newborn now and try and get as much sleep as I can before the next Test. OK, you do that. Many congratulations. Well played. Thank you.
As always, a word with the two captains. First of all, from Pakistan, Salman Ali Agha.
So, man, obviously bitterly disappointing. It's been a tough week. You didn't know you were captaining the team until the day before the Test match. Things didn't go well from the very start. How do you sum it up?
Yeah, it was. England has outplayed us. It's fair to say that. We have made so many mistakes, and we were not consistent enough with bat and ball the way England were, and I think that was missing.
Did you feel that the conditions were particularly tricky batting in that first innings, or was it a mixture of inexperience in these conditions?
Yeah, you can say that both. It was an inexperience when it's come to batting, but it was, I think, when we went to bowl, there was enough lateral movement. So I don't think so. It was much different, but yeah, we were not consistent enough.
Is there anything you can do in terms of the squad that you have, in terms of strengthening that bowling lineup that you speak of? Obviously, you'll be hoping that Babar is back and fit to strengthen the batting in the second Test match. But bowling-wise, you seem to have sort of three seamers who operated in a very similar fashion, at least in similar pace. Is there something you can do to add a bit of X factor to the bowling lineup?
Yeah, we do have bowlers who can click 140. You can say that, but these are three bowlers. They have done well in West Indies, and they are the bowlers who are like suited on these conditions. It's just like they had our off days and they were not consistent enough. But I still believe on them. I think they are good enough bowlers who can bowl team out here.
And in terms with the bat second time round, obviously you would have looked at the dismissals and the way that England bowled at you the first time. What were the plans coming out in the second innings?
Yeah, I think we need to. When it's come to England, you have to be consistent enough. You need to make sure you play late, and you be ready on every single ball, because it's a challenging place when you are like come from Asian conditions. But yeah, we are a good enough batting side. I think we need to replicate the mistakes we have done, and we need to come back stronger.
On a positive note, Ali Usman's 5 foot was a highlight for you.
Yeah, obviously the way he bowled, I think it's outstanding. On a pitch, obviously it turns a bit, but it was consistent enough, and I am happy for him, and hopefully he can continue. And the way Abdullah batted, I think it's outstanding as well in first inning. He's been batting well since his comeback, so hopefully he can continue as well.
Finally, can we expect any big changes for the next game?
Well, we will sit down. We'll go to London and sit down, and we hopefully Babar comes back, and that will be a big boost for us.
Okay, very well. Thank you. Thanks for speaking with us.
And now for a few words, England and Yorkshireman Joe Root.
Joe, welcome back. That must mean an enormous amount to you, not only being back as England captain, but a performance like that at this ground.
Yeah, brilliant performance. You look at the prep that we had leading in, coming straight in from the 100. The fact that we are sort of in a slight transition stage, but I thought the way that we dealt with all of that, the clarity and the way that the guys have approached this week has been outstanding. So to put in a performance like that is really, really enjoyable, but very skillful as well. I thought the bowlers exposed those conditions brilliantly, found the right areas very early on in the Test match, and once we got ahead in the game, I thought we showed great maturity actually in how to manage the conditions, and big reason why we're here now.
You spoke before the Test match about being excited about the bowling resources you had at your disposal. That makes life a lot easier as a captain, doesn't it? But they have to perform, and they did. Hugely,
and like I say, it's very exciting, because I still think they don't really know how good they are yet, and what they're quite capable of, and I think that's a great place to be when you can put in performances like that, and attack with that kind of variety, different things to call upon at different times within the game. And as well, the fact that they bowl very well in partnerships at different times throughout as well. So a lot of really good stuff in that department. I thought as well the way we played with the bat in very bowler-friendly conditions. Jordan Cox coming in at 3 and playing with such control, such a calm nature. I think we found a really good tempo as well. Managed different phases and stuff. So Dan coming in at 6 and getting a score like he did. Brookie showing why he's the best player in the world. Lots of really good stuff to take into Lords, and great way to start the series.
I was going to ask you about that, because obviously all of the talk in the previous regime was about the tempo of batting and putting your foot down, etc. You guys were not far off the average strike rate of the Bazball teams. But there was no risk taken in doing so. Is that what pleased you the most, that you were able to put away balls that were there to be put away, but without being reckless about doing so?
I think the fact that we played what was in front of us and we managed what we needed to, and when we had our opportunities to put pressure back on, we did it well. And the more that we can roll that out, the more it'll look different every game. And I think it's been okay with that, understanding what that looks like, communicating that well as a group, and you know, being skillful enough to deliver on that. So really pleasing. As I said, we'll have different challenges, different things to contend with at Lords. And we've got a good amount of time now to ready ourselves for that.
Say you do have a different challenge at Lords and the pitch, say, maybe favours spin. How would you manage to work around that bowling attack and balance the team? Obviously, it's the big question, isn't it? Post Ben Stokes, how do you get the right bowling attack and the amount of batters that you want in the 11?
Well, let's see what we get when we get down there. And the beauty of that is we have time leading into that game. So let's see where we're at. Let's enjoy what was a brilliant performance this week. And what a great way it was to start the series, and we'll ready ourselves for Lords when we get down there.
Okay, and your own batting, you're back captaining again. It's always a big strain. There's a lot of other stuff to do. You've been in terrific form. You feel as though you've still got the same buzz and the same concentration for your game as you did beforehand.
Yeah, always. Love playing for England, love batting for England. That's never really going to waver. So it was nice to get scores. Very disappointed with my dismissal, as you would be as a batter when you set and you're in and you feel like you're in control of the game. And for us to put that on Dan and Harry having already lost Jordan was exactly what we don't want. So it wasn't great example setting from me, but the way that they responded to that was almost even more pleasing for us as a group. So yeah, I feel good and looking forward to the rest of the series.
We're looking forward to it as well. Many congratulations.
Cheers, thank you.